So what the session today about? The session today is about the new member in our system. The new member in our system is a 3D printer, and I will inform you about the easy handling, the easy way to have a really nice workflow. This is the member, the NEXTDENT 5100 for Ceramill, and it offers a big variety, a big opportunity to take part to the newest technology, and this technology is 3D printing. This is the object of our desire. Maybe some words about the history, a few words about the history. The printer is developed from 3D Systems, one famous manufacturer of 3D printers from the US, and they merged together with NEXTDENT. And NEXTDENT is a manufacturer of acrylic materials. And this combination makes it possible to have adapted workflows, have adapted materials, and then if you have all this, you can use it in our workflow as well. At the moment, the NEXTDENT 5100 workflow is like this. The customer is using the 3D Sprint software. Later on, he sends the data to the NEXTDENT 5100, choose a material, have the cleaning process, and the later on at the end, the post-curing process. That's not the Amann Girrbach style to use a printer. So we will not take the printer as a standalone part. We take the printer as a workflow. So what we do, we're offering workflows. As a system provider, we provide a complete workflow, and the end result is the 3D print. We take care that all of you can use a simple and validated workflow. And this workflow starts, of course, with the scan data, and later on with the mind and the transferring of the data to the printer. I will show you how it works. And for this, it was necessary to find a cooperation partner. And Amann Girrbach found this cooperation partner with 3D Systems. So from the early spring this year, we are cooperation partner of 3D Systems, and therefore we evaluate everything by ourselves. What makes it so interesting, the NEXTDENT 5100 for Ceramill? It's a very high-speed printer because it's using the Figure 4 technology. Later on, I will show you some details about this. One main benefit is the oxygen permeable membrane, because this membrane makes it possible to remove out of the sticky resin very fast. And our workflow at the end, we have an automatic transfer of the design data. That means we have influence about the design in the software, and we make default values where it's necessary. So you have, as a customer, an end-to-end coordinated workflow, and we coordinate this workflow with Amann Girrbach. So Figure 4 technology, again, we have a light source, we have build styles, we have the oxygen permeable membrane, and this makes it possible to move out of the acrylic in the Z-axis direction. One main thing is, how often can I use the resin tray? And the resin tray is very stable. So one resin tray is usable for around about 900 build jobs. So one thing in the 3D printing is to move out the elevator out of the resin. And therefore you have to be very carefully, otherwise it will break, your construction will break. And how does it handled? How was it handled by NEXTDENT 5100? You can see on the right side, the yellowish part is a permeable window, a permeable membrane, and this membrane is open due to oxygen. That means oxygen can go through, but no liquid. And therefore we have a dead zone above this membrane, because oxygen is like an isolator. And therefore you can move very fast out of the resin without having damages or breakage here. So in our speed, we are able to support 12 centimeters per hour, and this is much. So we have not the need to slow down the axis. Here's a competitor's overview. We are on the left side. I didn't have the names of the others, but we are all in all the fastest printer in this class of printers which is available. So this is the printing time of a model, around about 30 minutes. And if you have experience with others, then you know we are really fast. How do we connect all these parts together? So for the customer, we want to have a very easy workflow. That means at the beginning on the left side, he uses the Ceramill Mind. And Ceramill Mind includes the database. So also in the database, you can see that some products are, or some indications are only installed for the printer, for example. This is a try-in or a denture base or a tray material, or if you want to cast, a cast material. So you set up what you want to do, make the design in the CAD. The CAD refers to all the construction parameter you need. So you don't have to think about anything about thicknesses, minimum thicknesses, or gaps, or something else, connectors. We pre-default these values for you. The question is now, how does it come from the mind to the printer? And therefore we installed an interface. And this interface will transfer the STL file very easy then to the software of 3D printer. This is called 3D Sprint. And therefore the nesting is very easy. I will show you. And all in all, we have a very accurate, easy workflow. So the interface between Ceramill Mind and 3D Sprint software is the 3D Sprint for Ceramill software. And what you have to do is you download on our C3 platform the 3D Print for Ceramill installer. And with a new update, it's possible. And then a button in your database appears on the right side under Action. It's called NEXTDENT 5100. And if you push the button, you will automatically be forwarded to bring your data to the printer. For example, it could be that you have an intraoral scan for your customers. You made the construction and finished everything and want to forward to NEXTDENT 5100. Therefore, you open your model build software. As you see on the right side, the model build software also allows you to make models in different styles, but one of these style is called NEXTDENT 5100. And if you choose this one, then you have an automatic workflow within pre-default gaps, for example, for removable dies, the attachment at the end. You can add a texture, for example, on the surface of your models. And all in all, this is done very easy, click by click. When you then push the button NEXTDENT 5100, a window appears. So let's have a look on the left side. It calls you, or it asks you, transfer to 3D print. And here I have the choice. I have some CAD materials. These are my crowns or bridges, or I have some models. And now I want to forward the models. So I click the models, have here the choice. I have two models and two dies, two single dies. I choose the material. The material is called model 2.0. and I proceed to printing. Before that, I choose the color of the material. We have different colors. This is white, this is gray, and this is, I don't know the others. This is peach. Yes, peach was it. So 3. Then the 3D Sprint software activates and opens. And this is the 3D Sprint software for Ceramill. So it's a special kind of 3D Sprint software. What I can tell you, do not download the 3D Sprint software from 3D Systems. This will not work. Only our installer is working here. Tell this to your customers as well. And what we call workflow, you will see here. The models on the left side are now in the 3D Sprint software. This is the nesting software of the printer, are now loaded, and they are loaded in a special way. That means we are in the opinion that the horizontal placement of the models gives you the best accuracy. So these models are horizontal placed. This is a half model, and also the dies, the single dies, which we have here. So for you, nothing to do with angulation or things like that. You only have to transform this on the platform, and you see the platform here at the bottom. On the right side, I placed it at the platform. Bring some supports in, some smart supports. Also, these supports are predefined from us. So this is like a cylinder, a very small cylinder with a diameter of 1 millimeter, and at the end, it's like the tip of an arrow. So the contact to your printed model to the connector is very, very small. So after the printing, if you have the cleaning and the post-curing process, it makes it very easy to break these supports away and have nothing to do there. So I can only feel some like needle tips on the surface. I don't have to grind a lot or stuff like this. And this is what we call workflow. This is predefined from us. If you're finished, then you send it to the nesting queue, like we have already here in our software 2 in the Match 2, and then the printer will open. So let's talk again about the interface. The interface is called 3D Sprint for Ceramill software, and this makes it possible to integrate all our database, because 3D Sprinting is very new in the dental workflow. Every one of you knows how to handle milling, how to make the construction that it's millable later on, how to work with the material, how to put in the Match 2 software. None of you have much experience with 3D printing, and therefore it's necessary to support this new workflow. And this support is generated now by us. So it's possible at the moment. We deliver this support to you. And this support is unique at the moment. So only the Ceramill Mine software has a complete workflow. Either 3Shape or Dental Wings at the moment not. That means you have data at the end, and this data, this is an STL file normally, this data has to be imported to the 3D Sprint software. And you have to decide by your own how to place the model, how to angulate, where to put the connectors in with thickness, and so on and so on. That makes it more complicated. So all in all, the workflow we call it is validated and integrated. And the reason, of course, because this is a new technology, and this new technology will grow fast in the next years. We will have more materials, more important new materials. Acrylic market is also growing. Therefore, it's good to start now with the 3D print software or 3D printing. So ordering material, you order NEXTDENT for Ceramill material. This material can very easy send to the printer. You have always a status display which shows you the momentary part of process. That means you are orientated which material has to be used in next step, how much is the quantity at the moment, how empty is your bottle, and things like that. And this is an integrated workflow there. Which materials are available? We have a lot of different choices here. We have NEXTDENT model as a very important part, model 2.0. That means intraoral scans are growing, and you have to find a solution for your customers to make the model at the end. Maybe not for a single crown, but for smaller bridges as well. And this printer offers you the possibility. You also can mill out, but milling out takes time to your milling machine, and this is not a very, let me say, very smooth workflow. So model is one important part. Tray, of course, you can make trays. Later on, try-in will be available, and also NEXTDENT Denture 3D material. It's a very interesting material. So all in all, we have 11 materials. And what we else have, we have more than 30 different colors in this materials. So you can define which colors fits best to your lab and to your workflow. At the moment, three materials are integrated. That means models, crown and bridges, and temporary crowns and bridges. Crowns and bridges partials with the cast material, models with the model 2.0, and the temporary crowns with it's called crown and bridge material, multi-filled hybrid, MFH. It's a short name, MFH, multi-filled hybrid. This is like a composite, and you can use it for temporary crowns and bridges. These three materials are integrated. That means you will find them in the database, and you have in the CAD where you designed it, you have all the different parameters presetted, and if you send it to the printer, he will find the data and use the data. The other materials are available, so they are released, but they are not at the moment integrated. That means our R&D at the moment is running all the tests which are necessary to have a very smooth workflow. One really interesting material will be the denture base, and in my opinion, also the surgical guys and the try-in material, which offers a bigger variety of services to your customer. Why should the customer buy a NEXTDENT? Because of the full integrated workflow. Maybe now you know that it's maybe not so easy to find out, to figure out all these parts which all these opportunities which you have in the nesting software, in the 3D print software by yourself. So a pre-default value or preset it makes it much more easier to use this, because the system itself, it's very easy to use, but you have a lot of opportunities to make mistakes. So we have validated updates. It means the updates which come from NEXTDENT, updates maybe around the printer or the materials, are also validated from us. So you can be sure that the update is running. This you have to be. One point in our opinion is also the help desk issue. Who will help you if you take the printer from another company and you have not an integrated workflow? So you cannot figure out where the mistake maybe is made. So a printer, the NEXTDENT for Ceramill, gives you the opportunity to contact us and have a competent service in the whole workflow. So from scanning up to the result after post-curing. We're supporting with our help desk team. So what we offer, we have a brochure for the Ceramill printer. We have the product catalog for all the products. Therefore, you have a better overview maybe about properties of each materials. If you would like to have, we have a cost per unit analysis. It makes it easier for you to calculate prices and also times by using the printer. We have the shade guides of all the materials, and we have the processing tables, which you need, for example, for the post-curing process. That means the cleaning after printing. Therefore, you need ethylene alcohol and ultrasonic, for example, with different glasses inside. If you need further information, you can also join the NEXTDENT 5100 homepage. There are a lot of virtual manuals stored, also some videos where you can see in detail how to handle everything. But be aware, also our team is well prepared, our help desk, who helps you for the first starting with a new system. So thank you very much for joining the session.